Hey guys, how are you? I just wanted to hop on here and share a little bit about some stuff that I've been processing about um, maintaining your heart because as parents, we know that as much as we love our kids, that sometimes our kids hurt our hearts. And found myself recently in a kind of a heated discussion with my sweet daughter, and um, I I can't even remember what it was about at the time because it doesn't really matter. I had like a whole perspective shift in the middle of it, so that's why I can't remember what we were um, arguing about. But in the middle of it, I think I was just telling her like, you do this and you do this and you do this, and then like it was like someone held a mirror up to my face, and I just stopped mid sentence. And I was like, oh my goodness, this isn't you, this is me. And I laid my head in my hands and I just started to cry. And I told her that I was sorry because I suddenly had realized that I had been walking around angry and bitter for days, and that was affecting my relationship with her because she had hurt me, and instead of dealing with it in the moment, like moms, we just keep running, we just keep serving, we just keep doing what we do. And I had begun to build up walls, honestly, around my heart. And the walls are there to protect me so that my kids don't hurt me by all the stuff that they do. But at the same time, those walls were also keeping out the joy and the love and the fun. And so I realized that I had actually been angry and emotionally kind of shut down, which was actually creating more issues in our relationship because I'm sure she's feeling the walls that I'm distancing myself from her because I had been hurt by something. And so what do we do when our kids hurt us, the first thing I did was I cried. And then I just like right in that moment, like we didn't, like the whole argument just ended because I'd realized that really the things that I was like pointing out in her were really the things that were going on in me. And so I just told her I was sorry. And then I went a step further than that and I asked her, like, would she please forgive me for the way that I had been towards her. And she did forgive me. And then I went to have a little alone time because I needed to recalibrate and to figure out what was going on in my own emotions. And so I sat down and I just began to forgive her for everything that she had done that I could think of. And she wasn't even in the room with me, but I was still saying it out loud, like, Adonai, I forgive you for this, and I forgive you for this, and I forgive you for this. And then I also told her that I forgave her for not meeting my expectations, because sometimes we have expectations that we don't even realize that aren't being met, and that can lead to offense. And so after I said that, I was like, you know what, you don't owe me anything. And just that release was so amazing. It was so good. And then I just began to bless her with anything that I could think of to just like as my daughter, allowing my heart to turn in love. And like that song, I hope you dance, I hope you never lose your sense of wonder, whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Like I just started beginning to like sing that over her and pray that for her. And then I forgave myself for not living up to my own expectations of myself and for the things that I failed on. And then I went back and was able to function a lot better that day. But I also took time then. I got up for like 3 weeks in a row. I set my alarm for like 5:30 in the morning, and I just got up and set my alarm after I got up for 30 minutes that I would just journal and pray and read my Bible and just spend some time with the Lord. And things have changed just dramatically. So I just want to encourage you guys, I know that we love our kids like with our whole heart, and that we would totally lay down our lives for them, and we do lay down our lives for them every single day. But our kids are amazing, and they have so much beauty and goodness and sweetness inside of them, but still, like, there's just little things in every relationship where it can start to hurt our hearts, and if we're not careful, then we can build up walls that actually bring separation. And you know, I have to be willing to be vulnerable, to be hurt again for the sake of relationship. And because I so value that depth of connection, like, I'm willing to put myself out there again for her. And so I just want to encourage you that if you have been feeling a little beat up and roughed up by your kids lately because they aren't listening or they're not meeting your expectations or some of those things, I just want to encourage you to spend a little time like forgiving them out loud, releasing them from owing you anything, and then meditating on all the little things that you just love about their character and their personality and their skills and their giftings and things like that. And watch and see how your heart will come back alive, how you'll start feeling the joy again of parenting, of motherhood, and embrace it. And it's all a journey, but it's so worth it to take the time for ourselves to process those things while they're still fresh, instead of just letting it build up and build up until there's a big wall there in that relationship. So anyway, I know that you are doing a great job, and I know that you love and adore your children, but I also know that sometimes they can hurt us. So I just encourage you to take that time to process by yourself. And honestly, if your kids are old enough, you can process with them too. I did talk to my daughter more about, like, hey, you know, when this happens, it hurts my heart, and here's where mom's at with these things, but I will always love you, and I want to work through these things. And that actually strengthens the depth of relationship, and especially when we can be vulnerable with them. Also, it sets a great example for her to take care of her own inner world as well. So just praying that you are blessed and encouraged by that. Have a great day.